Welcome to Plastic Profiles! Woo!
Yeah.
I am Agent Chuckles, and with me is the one, the only, Steven the Writing Dad.
What's going on, everybody?
We got quite an episode for you here today.
Nice.
Doing a character. I mentioned a few episodes back when we got in with some of the oddballs with Cobra. Well, we've got King Oddball here, literally.
Yeah. They are a set of characters, the Cobras.
Yeah. They got some things going on with them.
Yeah.
Without further ado, it's Serpentor, everybody.
This I command!
Yes, he's been waiting to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, Steve, you ready to do the podcast? This I command!
Yes. Yeah. That's actually, he's not even kidding. Like, that was legit what happened.
My reply was, la 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 la. I mean, that's my reply to everything, pretty much.
Yeah.
By the way, little known fact, Steven the Writing Dad, that la 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 sound I made that Serpentor says is often derided and made fun of the way he says it. I don't know why. I think it's kind of fierce sounding when is he in the plane or is he shooting a mortar? I think he's in a plane when he says it, right? You recently saw it, didn't you?
He's in his
Cobra la 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 la.
His plane. I think they were attacking the base the final time.
Yeah, just before Duke gets comatose.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know? Spoilers for the 40-year-old movie. Do you know he's supposed to die there? Duke is.
He's supposed to die.
And if you notice, he's only saved by one line of dialogue at the end, where they're like, "Everybody, Duke's gonna be okay."
Yes, that's
because Optimus Prime, his death did not go well for the kids of America.
Oh no, it didn't. I was devastated, bro.
No,
I'm gonna tell you,
there were angry parents on the phone hotlines.
And I was like, who is this chump? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's his brother. No, I want the Optimus Prime. The same thing with Duke. And it's funny when I just watched the movie, the G.I. Joe movie, a couple of nights ago. Like I told you about that. And I was thinking that exact, that comparison of those two movies, because they came out, roughly the same time, I want to say.
Right.
And I was thinking like, man, I feel like Duke, I can't remember if Duke dies in this thing.
Right.
I don't think he does, but I think he does. And then I was comparing it to the Transformers movie. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I never liked Falcon. Like,
I don't have anything to back this up, but I believe that G.I. Joe, the movie, was supposed to come out first, but there was some kind of delays or something. And so Transformers, the movie, ended up coming up first. And then, of course, Optimus Prime's big death. Spoiler alert for that. Sorry, too late.
That still haunts me to this day.
Yeah. No one was happy. Parents were not happy. Kids were. Oh, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
So then the powers that be were like, well, I don't know that we can kill off Duke now. Let's have Doc run in the end and say, "Hey, Duke's gonna be okay." Yeah, and as far as Falcon goes, things didn't get any better for him in the Deke series. He started riding the dragon. You know?
Oh, I mean? Really?
Yeah, because in the 90s, everything turned just say no, right? So, that's where G.I. Joe ultimately went. Anyways, we're getting way off track here. Yeah. We've got Serpentor. Very excited about this.
Serpentor. Yeah.
So let's learn about Serpentor, won't we?
Oh.
So Serpentor was released in 1986. He came with his little air chariot, codenamed Serpentor, Cobra Emperor. I feel like I should get a secret cabal of scientists. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. A secret cabal of Cobra scientists under the direction of the Interrogator, which, remember, is Dr. Mindbender. It was like his prototype code name or something like that. They have the Interrogator and Destro comb the tombs, sarcophagi, and relics of the great despots of history to find cells with DNA traces. From these long-dead genetic blueprints, they produced a composite clone with the military genius of Napoleon, the ruthlessness of Julius Caesar, the military genius of Napoleon, ruthlessness of Julius. I'm in a loop. From these long dead genetic blueprints, I was going to keep coming back to that ruthlessness of Julius Caesar. It was very ruthless. They produced a composite clone with the military genius of Napoleon, the ruthlessness of Julius Caesar, the daring of Hannibal, and the fiscal acumen of Attila the Hun. Attila the Hun was a notorious penny saver. Loved to put money in the banks with his fiscal responsibility.
Yeah.
That means no, never mind. I guess he was yeah. Okay, anyways.
When I was reading that, I was just like, what? That doesn't.
Yeah, don't they mean physical?
Yeah, you know.
Not fiscal is like, isn't that right? Isn't that money?
Yeah, it's money. I think they messed up on that one. Or they
maybe
like,
maybe it means both. I'm going to give them a credit that it means both, but I only know it to understand mean physical.
That matters.
Physical is money, and Attila the Hun is I mean, he follows the Dave Ramsey treatment, basically. I can tell you that. He doesn't believe in credit cards.
No.
Okay. The ultimate Cobra Emperor. A master of political intrigue and a brilliant tactician, he is capable of wresting power from Cobra Commander for the benefit of the interrogator and Destro. Fortunately for the Joes, the Cobra Emperor's own ambitions were not taken into consideration by his creators.
Oh.
They let that dog off the hook, and he went.
Yeah, he was like, "What? Yeah. I'm the greatest ever."
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, all the goats of every generation all rolled into one. You think I'm gonna listen to you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to Chrome Dome and Baldy over here. All right. His eyes have seen the legions of Rome trample the Gauls and the Nervi into the dust. His hand lifted the horsehair baton that signaled the first charge of the Carthaginian armored elephant phalanx. His ears have heard the rattle of French cuirassiers on the streets of Moscow, but it's his mind we must fear. The thoughts of the Cobra Emperor have not drifted from global conquest since the reign of King Solomon. That's a heck of a file card. That's a heck of a character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pretty intimidating foe. I don't know how they'll stop him. Frankly, I don't know how they'll stop him.
Well, you know, they have time. So, like when he was first created, you know, there was no. He had to get used to modern times. Right. There was therapy. You know what I mean? They had to like bring him up to speed. Now he's smart, but a lot of these are considered like there were days when he was like, "What sorcery is this?" Like, you know what I'm saying? So
you think a guy like that understands OSHA safety and workplace standards, safety violations, hours on the clock? You think he understands overtime? I don't think he knows overtime.
Slaves, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I built my castle. Like, yo, the dude is like.
You mean time and a half after 40 hours? No!
Like, yo, what is happening? And then his mind is blown. He's just sitting in his room in an existential crisis. Just
you sniveling worms! Work for your gruel! You great Cobra Emperor, you can't talk to people like that. I'll talk to them however I want. This I command.
Oh God.
And as always, these awesome classic images of the vintage packaging, figures, file card, etc. were all brought to us and used with sole permission by 3D Joes.
What you got?
I was gonna do Baby Shark again. I got nothing. I got. Hold on. Hold on. It's coming. There's got to be something else in here that I can come up with. 3D Joes. All right, that's all I got. I'm sorry. I'll prepare better next time. I should have had a great one for that one. No. I was looking at my bat. Well, you can't see, but I got Batman over here, and he's looking at me. Okay, so
let's do this.
So let's see if you can find my Easter eggs and determine where they're from. The shroud of the dark side has fallen. Begun the Clone Wars has. Steve the Writing Dad, where's that from?
Oh, that is from.
It doesn't have to be
the
specific.
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh.
All right. So, in reproductive cloning, researchers remove a mature somatic cell, such as a skin cell, from an animal that they wish to copy. So you find a cell from whatever it is you're trying to copy. You're just hoping that buried in with the kings they're trying to get the DNA from wasn't just some peasant they cut his head off and stuck him in there to serve him in the afterlife, and this is who you're using the DNA, you know.
Right. Like, how did they get that? Like, oh yeah,
I mean,
it's just like that's Julius Caesar.
If you were to find a buried Viking ship, you're going to find a horse, some dogs, cats, chickens, like his best maid. Like, it's all going to be in there.
Yeah.
You better hope you're getting the right cells. Okay. Then they transfer the DNA of the donor animal's somatic cell into an egg cell or oocyte that has had its own DNA containing nucleus removed. Researchers can add the DNA from the somatic cell to the empty egg in two different ways. There's not a lot of science here, so just hang with me, then we'll get through this. In the first method, they remove the DNA containing nucleus of the somatic cell with a needle and eject it into an empty egg. In the second approach, they use an electrical current to fuse the entire somatic cell with the empty egg. In both processes, the egg is allowed to develop into an early stage embryo in the test tube, and then is implanted into the womb of an adult female animal. Ultimately, the adult female gives birth to an animal that is the same genetic makeup as the animal that donated the somatic cell. This young, say it with me, animal is referred to as a clone. Reproductive cloning may require, I don't know why I keep doing that, may require the use of surrogate mother to allow development of the cloned embryo, as was the case for the most famous cloned organism, Dolly the sheep. Famous case, Dolly the sheep. Yeah.
You know, so did you ever think about that though? Like when they're talking about cloning, like I think about what if they were under pressure? You know what I'm saying? And they were like, yo, you got to produce results. And they were just like, hey, it's a sheep. Who's going to tell the difference? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's definitely the exact same as that one. Are you sure? It just looks like a sheep. It's definitely the same.
You know, that's what I mean. Like, yo.
Because that one's Dolly and that one's Dolly. You just named it Dolly. They're the same.
That's all I'm thinking of. Like, we're dumb. We're like, oh my God, they're cloning people now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
no. They just both have the same name.
Yeah. But you never know. I'm just saying.
Well, the greatest accomplishment Cobra what's the word? Discovered or accomplished, I guess. Excuse me, is cloning a full-grown adult male.
Yes, he came out that way.
He wasn't born in 1986 and is just now, assuming power here in 2023. 4. Are we? Yeah, 4. They cloned him full-grown adult, ready to rock. And I think that's a tribute to Dr. Mindbender.
Yeah,
and his straight up wacko-ness.
Genius, man.
And his American Association of Orthopedics membership. Orthodontists. Orthopedics is
he can literally go out and say, I grew this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
This is my greatest creation. Okay. All right. Next page. All right. The short dead dude from our history report. Stephen the Writing Dad.
Bill and Ted.
Yes.
I can't remember which one though. The first one. I think
the one.
Yeah,
it's the one with Napoleon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Serpentor is created using the DNA of some of history's greatest figures. So we've got the military genius of Napoleon was one that they specifically mentioned. Again, we were talking before. I don't know if we got it on recording, but they probably used a bunch they didn't mention here. Whatever suits their story, Right. There was an episode in the cartoon where they went after some Viking axe, but they've never mentioned that. anywhere else, or Viking weapon of some kind.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So the military genius of Napoleon. Napoleon is regarded as a military genius and one of the finest commanders in history. His wars and campaigns have been studied at military schools worldwide. He fought more than 80 battles, losing only 11, mostly near the end when the French army was not as dominant. Basically, he went out like Jordan.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Yeah. He only did his losing when he went to the Wizards. So, all right. Okay. All right. Next. It seems to me the only thing that you've learned is that Caesar is a salad dressing, dude.
Oh,
that's an easy one. Same movie. Yeah.
Same movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ruthlessness of Julius Caesar. So let's learn a little bit about the ruthlessness of Julius Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
In 75 BC, while Caesar was in his 20s, he was kidnapped by pirates. During his time in captivity, Caesar reportedly maintained a cheerful and confident attitude, even joking with his captors and treating them as if he were their captor instead of the other way around. He also spent his time writing speeches and poems, which he recited to the pirates, and he won their admiration. After 38 days of captivity, the ransom was paid and Caesar was released. He immediately set out to hunt down the pirates, and with the help of the Roman navy, he was able to capture and imprison them. He then took his revenge by having them all crucified, as he promised to do while he was in their captivity. Kind of a Dread Pirate Roberts thing, good night, Wesley, sleep tight. In the morning, you'll surely die. And then they just kept doing that. Yeah, so then after 38 days, he got free and said, okay.
I'd be smiling too. I'd be like, hey, yeah, we got a joke. Okay.
Julius Caesar, right? Okay, he's not going to go.
All right, I don't think you guys did your research.
Yeah, you guys better just go discover America, because you're not going to be able to hide from me. We can only learn so much and live. I honestly have no idea what that's from. I cannot remember where I got that from, but it has something to do with Hannibal, probably from Bill and Ted.
I like it.
I don't know. It may not be. The Daring of Hannibal, though. The most prominent image that comes up when researching Hannibal Barca, the great Carthaginian general, is the war elephant. Hannibal amazingly crossed the Alps with his army and 37 African elephants to carry out a surprise attack on his enemy, the Roman Empire. Daring moves like these were his calling card in his revolutionary strategy. Hannibal's background, his strategy of surprise, and his strategy of leadership consistently led him to steal victory from his enemy, and that ensured him a place in history as a military mastermind.
Ooh.
So these are just the first three come up with, and each one is, they're getting harder and harder to defeat here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You killed Ted, you medieval dickweed. What do you think that's from? So the other one may not have had to do with Hannibal, but whatever. I can't remember where I got it from. The physical acumen of Attila the Hun. So let's just see, I even changed it to physical, even though it said fiscal. So I assume
this makes more sense. I'm going with this.
Which doesn't really do too well for Serpentor, but let's see. Some sources describe him as short and squat with a large head and flat nose, so Squidward. Others portray him as tall and muscular with a long beard and piercing eyes, like Larry, the weightlifter from SpongeBob. It is possible that these descriptions are more the product of latter writers' imaginations instead of accurate portrayal of Attila's actual appearance. So it doesn't sound like we really know what he looked like. So short and squat with a big old head. Look at the size of that boy's head.
That's crazy.
Or tall and muscular with a beard, and we don't really know what he looked like.
We don't know.
Probably had a beard. I'm going to guess he had a beard.
I would guess at that time everybody had a beard.
Yeah.
And they look way more fantastic than we mortals can ever do, because they fed it with like oil from babies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they ringed out babies and were just like, man, just yeah.
This is why my beard is so lustrous.
So, uh, so here is the Serpentor packaging. Remember, he was a deluxe figure. He came with his air chariot. So he comes in a box. There is a little window screen so you can, hi, Serpentor, see him smiling through there. The front and the back. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But we're not really going to look at the vehicle today. We're just at the figure. And remember what we do here is because I didn't say it at the top like I always do. I even did the hands.
You're right.
We review the classic file card. And then now we're getting to review his classic vintage figure. And once we're done looking at that figure, we're going to look at the classified Serpentor figure and determine which of those two figures is more accurately described by that file card. That is definitely the best way I've ever said that. Yeah. So,
very succinct.
1986 Serpentor breakdown. He's got a knife.
Yes, he does.
It's not pictured here, but he's got a knife. It's almost kind of resembles Raphael's, like a sai almost, but smaller. He does come with a snake. He's got a snake, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
He does have his cowl. He has a cape with lots of sparkles and sequins. And will tear just by looking at it in the arm region. And then he has a gauntlet weapon of some kind. I always pictured it as some kind of a flamethrower deal. But Classified has a different take on that. I don't recall if he ever used such a thing in the cartoons. He must have used it once or twice, I imagine, but I don't recall
can't remember
exactly what it is. And so I don't know about that one, but it does look like it has two little nozzles for, back in those days, everything was Boba Fett, right? So it's like, if you have anything on your wrist, you're Boba Fett, or you've got a Boba Fett weapon.
Right.
And so who knows? Somebody knows. I don't.
I know.
So the classified Serpentor box, he is a SDCC exclusive. So with a lot of these exclusives, Hasbro goes the extra mile with the packaging. Okay. So there's usually an outer sleeve, and the box will usually open up to reveal the goodness inside. And that's what we have here with this one. The image on the left is what you would see from the front. So you get the top part of the Cobra DNA graphic, which I don't think I show anywhere else, unfortunately, but it looks like a DNA molecule with a Cobra head at the top. And on the far right image is the back of that package. So you get a cool shot of sort of Serpentor's career highlights in cartoon comic form. You see him sitting on Abraham Lincoln's lap. That's from the cartoons. And then on the right, you see him cauterizing a wound with a knife. That's from the comics.
Nice.
That was a really awesome issue. That was my first issue. That's issue 50. My first issue of the G.I. Joe comics. Which I have it signed.
Nice.
Hold on, let's see if I can do this. Right there. It is that one. Right there. Okay. Now I'll never get the camera to situate properly. Hang on for motion sickness, people. It's a little. Okay. All right. So, and then the picture on the front is when the box is opened up. You see his accessories displayed in the little windows. And then it looks like he's kind of in his throne room with the air chariot parked nearby for easy indoor charioting.
Right. How does he get it out? That's just
he doesn't get out
a piece now. Like
he doesn't get out much.
Yeah. I think it's just stuck there.
The comics have him sort of some sort of like his main throne room. Did I say comics? The cartoon. Well, you saw recently.
Yeah.
There's like a lowered thing, and then
lowers down into a bunker.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's probably a raising thing that helps him get out too that way.
What if it ever got stuck?
I'm sure that happens all the time.
Like it got stuck at the bottom. And
well, as is often pointed out by many fans, if you see the toy, just behind him is a grate where a spinning fan is, and he has a cape which got has got to get stuck into that. Well, in the movie, it doesn't it get jammed in there? That's got to happen all the time.
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah, because that's just gonna happen.
Yeah. So this classified artwork is by Dave Raposa. You can find him on Instagram at Dave Raposa or at daveraposa.carbonmade.com for more art by him. Very talented individual. So we'll go next. So here is the classified SDCC Serpentor breakdown. So he's got a short sword. He's got his wrist weapon. He's actually got two different kinds of wrist weapons. There's sort of a pulled back claw, and then you can take that off and put on a stretched out claw. So I think they're going with that. It's the original figure. I'm going to guess they think that original figure is some sort of extendable claw weapon instead of a flamethrower, and that's what they're trying to suggest here or not suggest, they've done it, is they've given you two options so he can pull it back sort of Wolverine style,
That's very cool.
He has a staff for his staffing. He comes with a couple different cowl configurations. If you don't like one, you can put on the other and see what it looks like. He comes with a snake. He comes with, now some people think that might be Cobra Commander in snake form. I never played that way, but maybe. He does have another staff. He doesn't. It's the same staff. I just put it in there twice. I was very impressed by the staff. It's very staffy, and very snaky.
Yes.
He has a snake spear, so he's got a straightened snake. You can pretend he took from his snaky pauldrons and throws into Duke's heart to comatize him. And then I'm also super impressed by his air chariot because I've went ahead and put that on there twice too. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
It is a nice air chariot. It's very, very nice.
Oh, it
very
is
lovely.
very sleek.
Yeah, but again, we're not judging anything based on the air chariot. This is only on the figure. I just mentioned the vehicle just because I can. But yeah, the weapons they upgraded. They made them look like real machine guns instead of on the original one, like laser looking things. And, yeah, it's a pretty sweet thing. Fear not, collectors. I suspect that he will be released as a retro figure, probably without the chariot. But that would be my guess. So if you missed out on him, you probably get him a different way at some point. So, see you in the writing, Dad. I got a snake, man. Do you know what that's from?
No.
It's an Adam Sandler character, the buffoon.
Oh, okay.
From one of his stand-up albums. Well, not stand-up, it's a sketch album, but I got a snake and I fed it beer. It was slithering this way and that. It was all messed up. He doesn't say messed, but I got a snake. So anyways, so we've got there you can see Serpentor on the right with his withdrew claws. And then, there's his knife. Oh, it doesn't look like a sai. In my head, it looked like a sai, but no, it does not look like a sai.
Probably
his knife
because of the guard that was there.
Yeah, I think it's the guard. I was thinking they were curved up, but they don't do that really. So, I'll let you go first on this one, Steven the Writing Dad, because that's your full legal name.
It is.
Stephen T. Writing Dad.
Had to change.
Which one is more Serpentory to you based on the original file card?
The classified. And here's why.
Okay.
You Sell get all
Sell it to me.
All right, here we go. You're putting all of these personalities together to make an ultimate leader. He's going to take over Cobra, and he has to be. So not only his mind has to be evolved and it has all of this information and all of these personalities, so to speak.
Right.
But he has to have the physical stature to do this.
Okay.
If you're going to go that extra mile, put all that effort, of course that they're going to go ahead and build, you know what I'm saying, a perfect physical specimen,
Right. I mean, my parents did.
Yeah, of course. I tell you that all the time, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Don't be weird, Stephen the Writing Dad. Don't be weird.
Physical specimen. Everybody needs to hear that at some point,
make sure.
Yeah.
Please continue.
But that's where they would go. So imagine you had all of that. He's supposed to lead the army, and he's short. You know what I'm saying? and stuff. No one's gonna listen to that dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna strike fear or interrogation. Again, a long-winded way to say I think that is a better character. I like also the his cow. You know, the snake thing is not as bulky. It's more. It looks like a adornment to a piece of armor rather than I'm playing dress up, you know?
Right.
Which is, that's something I never liked with the original figure anyway. I felt like, you know, you couldn't take off the cowl, even though he never did it in the cartoons. That was his thing, you know, but still, obviously that thing has to get hot. You know what I mean? Like,
I gotta go in and out.
Yeah.
It's really hot in here. I'll say this, just looking at it in these pictures that I chose, the classic Serpentor looks like a snake head helmet, but that snake head on the right looks like that's the last thing you're going to see before the snake closes his mouth.
Yeah.
It looks like he's getting swallowed. All right. So you've chosen the SDCC Serpentor.
Sure did.
Yeah, this was a tough one for me. You know, looking back on these figures, I don't think the accessories really push them over the edge as far as one or the other. So for me, I think this one copies a lot what the original one did. And as I've always said, over my many years of podcasting, that if it's basically just a one up, if it's just the same, I don't think I said that right. If it's just the same figure, basically just modernized with articulation, I got to give it to the original figure. I will say that this is what he looked like in my head when I played with the original figure, but I don't think it's. I don't know how I would have made it more accurate to the file card, except to give him a little Napoleon hat or something. You know, like I don't know that you could make this any different without going way off the original figure and coming up with a whole new design. For me. So I'm going classic Serpentor figure. But the classified figure is amazing. I'm glad I have it. He's sitting right here on Cobra's throne on my desk. Yeah, it is an amazing figure. I just think it looks to me like what the vintage figure looked like back then in my head.
Gotcha.
So, well, we didn't agree on this one, but you know, it happens from time to time. Yeah. Well, now comes the fun part. Ladies and germs, boys and girls of all ages, it's casting call. So, this is a challenging casting call. Because how are you going to find someone who embodies the spirit, the souls, the faces, the experience of all of these historical personalities, who can embody all of these traits, who can do that and do it well, you know? I don't think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is jumping in here and doing this.
No.
I love me some JGL, but but he's not Serpentor.
No.
I don't think Eric Idle from Monty Python is Serpentor.
Okay.
I'm just basically gonna list everybody I don't think is Serpentor.
Okay.
There we go. Don Johnson is not Serpentor. Cheech Marin is not Serpentor. Judd Nelson, not Serpentor. Okay, no. Anyways, I chose for Serpentor, and honestly, it has a lot to do with an accessory that the figures come with. I will now explain that in a moment. I chose Gary Oldman.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, I will say he doesn't have exactly a face that would encompass all of the features of
Okay.
maybe those characters, from the different nationalities and the regions that they're from.
Right.
But looking from Sid Vicious to the guy from The Professional to the one with Bruce Willis, the science fiction-y
The fifth.
multi-pass. Was that?
Was it The Fifth Element?
Yes. And then Harry Potter. We got Bram Stoker's Dracula. Then we got Commissioner Gordon from the Dark Knight movies. I think he can play a wide range of people.
Wow, I love
particularly.
Gary.
Particularly if you look at his Harry Potter. I mean, that's not necessarily a British dude, but But so my where I got the inspiration from for Gary Oldman, if you look at Bram Stoker's Dracula in that image, he sort of his hair is done in almost a cowl kind of way. And I don't know if that was a subliminal thing for me, but I could it looks like he's wearing the snake cowl. But then I sort of started thinking about it. If you thought about how that Dracula was in that movie, I just said, well, gosh, he's been around. He was a warrior way back when.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah. And I think that, he, as Dracula, you would have lived many lives, many lifetimes, and you've had to adapt. Each one of these characters, some are similar than others, but each one is different.
Yeah.
Has their own flaws and faults and things that make them special. And I think Gary Oldman, maybe not right now, maybe not Slow Horses Gary Oldman, magnificent show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Maybe not Slow Horses Gary Oldman, but Gary Oldman, probably around Bram Stoker's Dracula, maybe a little later into Harry Potter. That Gary Oldman would definitely make, in my opinion, a knockdown, drag out Serpentor. He wouldn't have the physical acumen, maybe. But you just throw on some armor and make him prance around and throw snakes.
Yeah.
And I think he could do it. And as I understand it, you don't have anybody picked.
I don't have anybody picked, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me why. Hold on. Let me get ready.
Get ready, because this is a doozy.
Tell me why you didn't do your homework.
Well,
go ahead.
I knew you were going to come up with something. I didn't do it because I was trying to think, and I was like, who the heck is going to play this role? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have all of these, military minds and these great leaders of the past, and they're going to be from, they can range from European, Middle Eastern, African, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go through all of that stuff, man.
Sure.
And I couldn't think of anybody that like personified it, like just really gave me that feeling with the acting, but also the physicality with it, that will match that character. So I was like, nope, I can't think of anyone. Nope. Got it. He's a mythical figure in my mind. You know what I mean?
So he's going to be CGI in your movie.
Yeah, pretty much. That dude is going to be Galactus. You know what I'm saying?
He's a cloud.
That's it.
The Serpentor cloud.
Yes. Oh, just a big brain. Like, you know what I mean? Awesome. I know that's been done already, but still.
Serpentor's a massive brain.
That's it.
Or it's going to be like Chet from Weird Science. He's just a big poop.
Big idiot.
Ah.
The hell is this? Kelly LeBrock, man. Oh my god.
Yeah. She's got the stench of Seagal all over her, though.
That turd.
Anywho, so unfortunately, this doesn't do much for our I already have Mindbender crossed off. Guess who's next, kids? Serpentor was not on this box, as he's a deluxe figure. He's not on these packages. But you know,
So answer me this.
Yes.
At what point did they go from what their job was or what their role was to their actual code names?
As far as the way
you see
it's
the
listed
back
on the
of
file card?
packaging? Yeah, the back, right?
Oh, you're talking about on the packaging, on the
I'm talking about
cross-sell?
right here. Like, yeah, on the
Oh,
pictures.
okay.
So you see how it says Commando for Snake Eyes in the top, like the first version of him, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
I think we're looking at it. So the one on the left has got 83, 84, 83 and 84 on it. The one on the right has got 85 and 86 on it.
Okay.
So there are file cards that just have 82, 83, and there are some that I would bet that have 84, 85. These are just the two that I picked because they encompass the greatest range of figures. Because I've only done one that's come after 86, and that was my boy Chuckles.
Yeah.
So he's not on this because he's in class of 87. Once we get there, we'll have 1X already.
That's right. Already done.
But if we look on the left side, we're not that far off. We've got Ripcord, top right. He's coming soon. Mutt's already out. I know we went through this last, so I'll be quick about this. Rakondo's coming soon. We got Duke coming soon. Cobra Commander. We got Airborne bottom left coming soon. So we're about to have a full bingo card here. Word. And then we'll be able to move that one out and bring in the next one. And we'll start filling that one up. Can't wait till 1993, kids. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Classified's going to make any of those figures from that time. I mean, things get weird in a big way with aliens and monsters and mutants and lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my!
Yeah. So yeah.
Hello.
Hello there. Wait, what does he say? Oh, this is George Takei, right?
Yeah.
No, I guess oh my is his thing, right? Oh my.
Yeah, oh my or hello.
That's right. That's a hello. I can't do it. You do it good.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Yeah. So that's it, everybody. Let's bring it back around here. There we are. Woo. I hope you enjoyed our peek at Serpentor, our full in-depth peek. We were peeping Toms on Serpentor there.
Yep. Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it, though. Well, we've reached the end of the point of the show where it's time for Stephen the Writing Dad, to bestow some knowledge on us. Usually, he's got long form things to say, but here we like it when he gives us just the tip.
What's going on, everybody? Like, Stephen, I'm Stephen the Writing Dad. And the other day we had a family gathering, whatever, and my brother was here with his kids and his wife, and I was here with mine. So their kids are all over the place, which is fine, not on my furniture, but they go and they keep interrupting them. They keep while they're in the middle of talking with each other, while they're talking with us, they keep interrupting them. My 4-year-old daughter comes up to me while I'm talking to my brother, and I calmly put up my hand when she started getting at me and just told her, "You need to wait. I'm talking to someone." They were like, "Oh, wow, what's going on?" They didn't get that you have to set boundaries, right? And that's not a knock on them, not a knock on you if that's the case. But you have to remember, you're the dad. You're not their friend in the beginning. You have to establish that later on. And if that's confusing for you, imagine what they're going to feel when you have to discipline them and they don't understand why their friend is doing that.
Very good. Very good. Thank you for that tip. And if you did, please, actually, even if you don't, please like and subscribe it. Lie to us, lie to yourselves. It's fun. We're good people.
That's right. We definitely are.
So like and subscribe. So as far as us individually, again, I am Agent Chuckles. You can call me James since we're friends, since you liked and subscribed. I like to take pictures of toys. I like to post them on my various social medias, from Facebook to X to, I don't know why I do that. That's a Terminator X. Anyways, to Facebook, to Instagram, to Yelp. No, I don't do anything Yelp, but I post them everywhere, and all those links will be in the description.
How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow?
Yeah. The Silver Surfers. Let me get my video.
I'm just gonna
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I got another.
move on.
Okay.